Good morning. My name is Akshat, and you have recently completed your 11th class and planning to do some projects and programs. Then you came in the right place. Today, I'm going to give you some pretty useful programs. So, here it's written YouTube channel's name, Code with Akshat, my first video, obviously, and these are some questions which I'm going to give you with answers. It will be super nice if you solve this question all by your own, but if you're not being able to solve this, then go and study. Go and try to solve this question. Okay. Now let me start with some. I have seen very many videos on YouTube. I find that they are suggesting some sort of very high-level questions on 11th class student. Which is not even needed. They are suggesting of Tinter and all. I have given you such a good questions that it will be very useful for you also, like finding day of any date and finding result of any student. Let's see this question. Okay. If you have studied your 11th class very well, then this to print the table of the number is in your book. Alright, so we start with this question. I have created this .py file, and it's a good practice if you write the heading like this. To do this question, you can just write, it's a simple question, right? Just use the for loop. According to the syntax, I think you have to use 1, 11 because it ends with -1 syntax. Then just print . I think so this question will run very well. Now, but okay, we have to write this. This is because if you won't write this line, then you are not being able to see the program running. Okay, just save it, and where this is, let me open this. Okay, I have taken this program file into my desktop. Let me open in the notepad. Okay, this is the code we have just written. Okay, it is completely working. Let me show you how. If you want to find the table of 5, then write 5 and press enter. So this is the table of 5. But the person wants to click this program again and again to execute this. But you don't want the user to do this, right? So for that, we write while. We use while loop outside the for loop. While true. This line is not no need, so rather we write. Now let's run this. Enter the number 5. Enter the number you want to find the table. Completed. You want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. Another number, let's say 20. You don't know the table of 20. Come on to the table of 20. Want to continue? Why not? I want something like 5,002. Or it's not even 1,000. Something to 100 crore. Okay, let it be. So here you have completed the first question. Now let's jump into the another one. Okay, I have just created the simple underscore interest named file. Here we are going to find the interest, simple interest, first habit to write the title, what you're going to do in this question. Now, formula is a principal into time period, into interest and whole divided by 100, then you are going to get the simple interest. It is actually a simple program. So let's straight dive into it. Just don't put the principal into it, useful principal. Okay. Orbit, I'm very lazy person. Let me do this. And then changes to R. Here we write enter the time period or the interest you have taken. The interest on which principal you have taken. Interest. Just simple calculations like let it be C is equals to, okay, simple interest S, okay, let it be C for now, is equals to P into T into R. Let it be as only, divide by 100. This is the interest you have. But if you added the interest with the principal, that is the amount. Okay, so you can calculate that also, like A is equals to S plus P and then print. The simple interest, sir, is put this is S. Okay, S or and the total amount you have to give is A. Let me check my program. Okay, once again, let me write this also. Don't forget it, otherwise you are not being able to see the answer. This can be int, this can be int, but it's not going to be int. So let me write float over here. I have written this int. Instead I have to write just input. This is my problem. Let me run this. Simple interest, 100 rupees into 100 rupees principal, 1 year, 1000 interest. It's completely fine. Now the C, if my I have taken 100 rupees, then at the end of the year I have to give 2100 rupees. Let me just directly jump into another question. I have created this area.2d objects file. I'm skipping this complex interest formula for a while. You can search on Google and find the formula and write yourself. Write the heading and start with the if statement W for which is equals to 1, and you just do something, right? R is equals to the radius, and then print area of circle is R into 3.1415. Be professional. Now at the top right, print 1 equals to circle, then slash n for the next line. No, let it be this only. 2 for right angle triangle, then 3 for square, then 4 for parallelogram. Then we write W is equals to it's completely fine. We have written 1. Then here we will use elif, ELIF. In different programming language, it's called something like else or something else. But in Python, we call it as elif. If we'll write W is equals to 2, then this is the parallelogram and this is the height. If we want to find the area of the parallelogram, then we want base and the height both. Base we have asked for, height we have asked for. Same problem. What's the problem? You have to conditionally put this int over here. I got the answer. See, this thing, input this will initially save whatever coming from the keyboard as the string, and here we are just comparing the number. If you won't write, I tell you, if you won't write this and compare this, then answer is going to be correct, because now 1 is not a number, it's a string. See, it's asking for the radius, right? But instead of this, we will write int in front of every input. Okay, I have resolved this problem. Written everywhere this integer. Let me save this and then run it. Which I want. Now this time 2. Base will be 20 and height will be 1 only. The area of the triangle will be 10. That's it? Yes. So here we have completed the third program and we are going very well. Fourth program is to calculate the result. Okay, I created this result named file to perform the ritual of writing the heading to program. Let me start asking with the student's name. So we write under the name of the student, which is going to suicide after seeing their marks. Joke aside, dark jokes. And input the maximum marks. So enter the maximum mark. So we get to know out of how many we are going to find the result. Then we jump on asking the marks of individual subjects. For example, A, B, C, D, or E. The variable can be more relatable, but I've just used this for my convenience for this project. Okay, if anybody don't know what's the f string, because I'm going to use f string in this. If you don't know, you can watch anybody else a lecture. In short, f string is the way of putting variable into the string. Like we just write f over here, then no comma, just start writing something like the so what he do, he will just take this y and put it over here. Like for example, it is out of 80 marks, then it will be write f string. No, it's not going to write f string. The marks obtained in the mathematics out of 80 is whatever it may be. You can just write it. Okay. Then just copy this and then write paste and paste and paste and paste. How many done? 3 or to 5 subjects. Completely fine. A, B, C, E, and then E. Okay. Now change the name like mathematics, then chemistry, the worst subject, then physics. Okay. Then English. It can be computer or Hindi, whatever you want. I'm going to go with computer. Then what you are going to do is you're going to multiply y with 5 for 5 subjects, and you're going to plus all x, y, z, okay, a, b, c, d, and e. Then you're going to just divide it out and then into with 100 to calculate the percent you have got. So for that, I'll just write h is equals to, this is got this, and o for the percent, o is equals to, you can use the bracket if you're confused whether the order is correct or not. This is the percent you get. But we are not the simple programmers. We will like more and more. So for that, we'll write something like if O is greater than or even equal to 35. So we'll print something. Oh, I've just missed n every time. X comma. This student is pass, comma. I've used this slash n for the new line character. E. Why I've just written y over here? Just ignore this kind of mistake if you have ever noticed. You obtained O%. Okay. Now, if this is passed, then you're going to tell him what the grade he got, which grade he got. So for that, you write if O is less than 70. If O is less than 70, then print he scored B grade. The worst grading system. Okay, let it be. O is less than 80. There should be B grade. No, it should be C grade. Copy it out. B change to C. Copy this whole. V. There should be like 90. or it should be else. It should be B grade, and this should be A grade. As printed A grade. If you are not lucky enough, then here only you get failed. Else just write you have failed. Or you have just failed. And after all that, just write thank you or thanks. This is more impactful than anything else. This is very important. Now again write maximum 80. That mathematics is 50, 0, 45. English, okay, English 50, up to 81. It is like you have passed. You have opted 56.5%. He scored D. I have scored D grade because of what? And then thank you and enter to exit. This is a very good program. You have seen, right? So you can just put over here. It will be very good. Okay, as far as we have successfully completed our 5 programs, skipping one, a complex number, we will see it later in the video. Here it is run to find whether the year is a leap year, century year, or both. Those of you who don't know what leap year, century, and both is, leap year is the year which comes every after 4 years, and the century is the year come after every 100 years. Whereas from Wikipedia it's written a century leap year is the leap year in the Georgian calendar that is every number divisible by 400. Like all leap years, it has an extra day in the February for a total of 366 days instead of 365. Created this file called year. We write something like find leap and the century year. We start with asking for the year. You want to just try these questions by yourself and then see the answer. It will be more effective, right? Enter the year. Then if year is divisible by, it's completely divisible, means modulus 4. Who don't know what modulus do, it just take the remainder. For example, if year is completely divisible by 4, then the remainder is going to be 0, right? So this equals to 0. Then you're going to check for 2 things, whether this is century year also or it's just a leap year. If this is not divisible by not even 4, then you can write here, write print, or just use f string over here. F string is not a leap year, but it can be a century year. We'll just see it later on. Okay, here we write if year percent 100 modulo 100 actually, or is equals to 0, then print it's both. Is a century year. Century year, or if it's not divisible by 100, then we can't do anything. Just accept writing print. Okay, I'm not going to write again and again. My hands are just paining. Not a century year. But if it's divisible by 4 and if it's divisible by 100, then check for whether it's divisible by 400 or not. Then we will write print. This year is both century year and leap year. Just copy this, paste this year. This is both leap and century year. And just save this and run this. For example, 2020. This is a leap year. So it's written 2020 is not a century year, but we are to leap year. Okay, here I'm supposed to be writing this is a leap year. Okay. That's written. It's both leap year. Actually, I've written both. Okay. 2022 is leap year, and year 2022 is not a century year. So we have successfully completed with how many? Okay, 6 questions. And these 2 questions after break. Breakovers, I have created this file, day of any date, because next question is to find the day of any date. Let me show an trial of this. This is the program I have already created. It's on my desktop because it's very, very, very useful, at least for me, because I want to know which day is on which date. So I will give you an example. For example, 20. Let it be 09. 09. Which month? Let it be 09. Year 2004. Then I get to know the day on which I have just got birth, which is Thursday. Thursday I have got birth. Or let me do some random thing, something like 2011. I don't know which year it is. I hope so you are get alive on this year, but it's Friday. Okay, so this is quite complex program, but I think you are completely able to do it if you are good to go with your logics and all. Go something like you have some date and you have some month. If you calculated the total number of days from where we have started calculating all the system, then we get to know some physical number of days. Then you're going to divide with 7 until unless you get to the last number, which is not going to be divided by 7. Then you're going, for example, it's 4. Then you will count something like January, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now 4th, it's the Wednesday. Now it's not too easy like this, because there's some sort of leap year, there's some sort of century year, there's some sort of extra days left in every month. You have just passed that month fully or not passed that, you are in which month, and all that kind of logics are used in this program. If you want to know, then just continue with this video. If you don't want to know, just want the answer, then this is the answer for you all. Let me just do this. Okay, leave it. Now those who want to know the answer, then just come behind me. Ask for the three things: day, month, and year. First three lines. Write it. D is equals to, or D, forget better thing. Now, if you have asked for all these three things, then first you have to know whether it's a leap year or not. It's not a leap year. So for that, you can write if that year modulo 4 is equals to 4, which is a leap year, this story will be different. Now between this, you have to do one more thing. Which thing you have to do? You have to, for me, just assume that A, B are both 0. Okay? Now, if it's not a leap year, then the odd days are going to be something like 0, then 3, then something like 3, then 0, 3, then 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, like this. But if it's not a leap year, then it should be like 3, 1, 3, 2, and exactly the same. Then just assume that A as cube be a list includes 3, comma, all the odd days, and for the indentation, just write 0 at the beginning. Okay, now you have created a list. The exact list you have to create inside this. In spite of the fact this 0, you have to write 1 over here. Okay, till now clear? Okay, now in both of these, you have to find some number. Which number? I tell you. If, not if, while. Okay, where I should tell you, I don't have anything. Okay, see, if you have January, February, May, okay, these days. If you have 25 of these days, 25th date of this day, then odd year is going to be calculated till this. Odd day of this. Then we March is the odd day of March is not going to be calculated because you have not passed the March. Exactly with February also. If it's a leap year, if it's even a leap year, but you have not passed the February, then you are going to calculate the odd days till this only. Okay, for this reason, we just use this while loop for calculating the B. You are asking that 0 is less than M. It should be less than M. For initial, we just increment B again and again. How? We'll see. We just will write A plus equals to A as cube. Here it is. B means if it's 0, then we just get this. Now it's going to be added, but first we'll write B plus equals to 1. So that B also get incremented. And if B is greater than M, then break. So up till now you have just C to calculate the odd year from the month, but in order to get the whole answer, you have to calculate the total number of days till that year. So from now we will discuss the story of the year. Okay, so for that, again, just for me, take X is equals to the year y minus 1% 200 for now. Then if x is less than 100, then fi is equals to x root division 4 and u is going to be x plus fi plus a plus b. What is this? No, just see. So I'm not going to tell what's happening here because at the time I was shooting, I myself forgotten what I have done. It's been so many years I have studied this. So let it be. If you want to know more about it, then go on Google, go on YouTube and find it, you will get it. But now we are going to continue. We won't stop anywhere. But I can just say that this basically divide this into the so many years into just 4 deck of years. Okay, so let me just write and then come back. Okay, done, written. Oof, so much struggle. Ananya Pandey. Whatever this is written, you can just copy it out. Then let me write day is equals to 2%7. Now I'm gonna make one more list of SEQ. Top here, make ASQ list. SEQ list is going to be, those who don't know, we'll start with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, not Sunday. Okay. Then Sunday. Then we'll print the final answer, that print SEQ day minus 1 for the syntax, don't forget it, -1, and then again write thank you or print enter the bugs. Okay, you can write directly also, just say in save this and let me open the calculator. We run this. If some problem, plus equals is equals to this. Okay. Don't forget that indentation. Okay. Now elif. Maybe indentation problem here. Okay, I use this elif 2 times. Oh, this copying. Okay, input the day. Today is 10/7/2022 and today is Sunday. Mission successful. Let me check it once more time. Calendar, CA calculator means calendar, sir. Okay, I have logged in. I don't know who is asking for me to log in. Let me see this 28 7/7/22. It's Tuesday. It's 28/7/2022. It's Wednesday. Let me recheck, or I have done some problem. It's 20 लिख दिया ना, 20 को Tuesday होगा. Where is 20? 20 is Wednesday. Exactly, this is the right one. And the one and after last problem we have left with problem to find the n prime number. Okay, I have opened the screen. Next question, to find the n prime numbers. Now it's also a quite complex problem, but it's good. Let me tell you why. What's a prime number is? What is a prime number? You will write here. What is a prime number? If there is x number, let it be an x number, then the number is smaller than this and greater than 0, not including 0, but greater than 0, is not going to divide this number. For example, 7. There is no number except 1 and 7 will divide this. No, 2 cannot divide, 3 cannot divide, 4 cannot divide, 5 cannot divide, 6 cannot divide. Only 7 and 1 will divide. So it is a prime number. So in this, to find any x prime number, what we are going to see is we just go on dividing with smaller numbers, and if it's not divisible any number, then we will put in the x list, we say imaginary list, as a prime number. Then we go on putting some numbers in this list, and once we get to the n numbers in the list, then we will print that list, and this is going to be our final answer. And we can do one more thing, which is rechecking option. If some user, for example, any user is not satisfied with the answer, then you can give this program for rechecking also. So let me write this program for you all. As for the number, if you got the number, then write c is equals to 0, not c is equals to 0. 1 second. Okay, that will be c is equals to 0. Then print while number is not equals to 0, first of all, where it is not equals to 0. Then what you do is for loop, you run the for loop for I in range, I in print from 2 to c if c%1, c%i, if any number just divides this number I, any number I means is first of all 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and then 6. Go on. Let this to be 2. Okay, now it will be fine. Go on doing this, and once it got divided, c is divided by I number, then we'll just break this loop. If it's not divided by I, then what you're going to do is just print that c, comma, and is equals to this. This is for to end in a line. Every number won't take a new line. It will end to the same line. For and is equal to 0. Now number plus is equals to 0. C plus is equals to 0. We'll just increment this C also here. If we have done, then you're good to go. This is the only answer. I'll tell you how. Enter the number. I got like 50. Come on, just run. Okay, I have made a mistake. C increment 1 should be in the same line as 4. Okay, now this program is completely working. If you just tap on this, remove 500. You get to know this all, each and every number of this is a prime number. Now how are you gonna confirm that? For that, we can write more to the number command. Delete this. Screw this. Oh. Okay. Now for this, let's say same thing. Y is equals to 0. Then ask y is equals to 0. Then y is equals to 0. Then y equals to b. You want to continue? Or I must say, do you want to recheck? It will be more good. Recheck. If not, press enter. If you just press enter, then if we get this, then it automatically got off because this is the while loop, no? So it was just done. In between, we have to write this x is equals to number which you want to recheck. So int, enter the number, input the number you want to recheck, enter. Sorry. If you just enter the number, then or x in range from 1 to that s plus 1 orientation plus 1, and if that s number is completely divisible by x number which is almost obviously less than s 0, then you just print it. X. So I've done this, then write print thanks /, have an or something like that. Just save it and again run this. You have this, for example, you want 5,000. It will take something time, or it won't take any time. Just go on. It's not completed yet. Okay, let me find something less, like 800. It will be fine. Completed, right? Should not be like, anyways, let's keep it. To recheck, for example, 97. It is divisible by 1 and 97. You get the logic, now. So screw everything else, and I'm not going to give you any bonus. Thank you for watching. I got exhausted. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and please write a beautiful comment for me. If you want the code, then there is a link in the description. You can go in the website and download the zip file. And thank you for watching.